Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to my new video, and in this video I'm going to talk about the most frequently asked question, the cadet program or the conventional program. I know there are heaps of video on this topic on YouTube, but there are certain things that you should consider before taking your decision in choosing conventional CPL or the cadet program. Before jumping into the conclusion of taking a decision, let us understand what is a cadet program and what is a conventional program. Let us first talk about a cadet program. Talking in a layman's term, is a program where an airline chooses its cadet via certain selection procedures, then get them to the training via the third party FTOs, which you call it flight training organizations, and you get your training of CPL, you get type rated, then you get back to the airline to get inducted as a junior first officer. Whereas conventional CPL is a training where you train all by yourself. You go to a flying school to do your commercial pilot license, then you do your type rating, and you go and apply for the selection of junior first officer in any of the airline after you complete your training all by yourself. So this was the cadet program and the conventional program in a brief note. Now let us understand what are the advantages and disadvantages of cadet program as well as conventional program. Talking about advantages of cadet program is that it guarantees you a job. That's very important. When you get selected in a cadet program, you sign a contract with the airline that they would hire you after you complete your training. There are some other advantages of cadet program too, being the most streamlined programs for doing your training. So after getting selected, the third party organization makes sure that you are trained step by step smoothly in every step of your training. You go to the school, do your CPL ground classes for DGCA, then you do your visa procedures. If you're going abroad, you go train abroad, do your CPL, come back, do your conversion of CPL, go to the type rating, get your type rating, come back and get back to the airline to get inducted as a junior first officer. So this training is very smooth, and also you can call it's a professional training. Other advantage being it is very high quality training that you get. The airline itself assures that you are getting a very high quality of training throughout your training procedure. Coming to the disadvantages of the cadet program, the first thing that comes to the mind is that it is very costly. So it's very costly. So that's what stops everyone from getting into a cadet program, right? The second disadvantage of cadet program is that the selection procedure is quite competitive in today's market. Now let's get to the conventional program advantages. The first and foremost advantage of conventional program is that it is of lower cost. It can cost you about half or less than half of the amount of a cadet program price if you choose your training organizations wisely. The other advantages of conventional program is that you have a freedom to choose your own flight training organizations. So that is a very wise decision. So this would not only save your money, this would also help you do your training efficiently. Another advantage of conventional program is that there is no selection procedures. You directly get into a flight training organization, get your commercial pilot license done. Another advantage of conventional program being that there is no performance burden. For the cadet program, you have to perform every time as the airline is keeping a track of your performance regularly. Whereas in a conventional program, you do not have to perform on a burden of someone else. Your training is your responsibility, so you have to perform according to your limitations. Now talking about disadvantages of conventional program. The first thing being, it doesn't guarantee you a job. Another disadvantage that might be, if you do not choose your flight schools and typewriting training organizations wisely, you might end up paying almost as close as a cheap cadet program. So wisely deciding which flight school you should go and which typewriting training organizations you should choose is very much important in a conventional program. So your decision needs to be on point every step of your training. Okay, enough of being a YouTuber. Now, as a friend, I will personally give my opinion on deciding about cadet program or the conventional CPL. A lot of question asked to me is that after doing a conventional CPL, what is the maximum period I have to wait to get into an airline? To be frank, the answer can be forever, or 6 months, or the next day you complete your training. It can be anything. It completely depends on how the aviation market would be performing at the time when you complete your training. But after getting a conventional CPL, it is not bound that you should only get into an airline. You have other job opportunities, being an instructor in a flight training school, being a charter pilot, getting into a general aviation company, or you can go abroad, convert your license and work for an airline of that country. So after doing a conventional training, if you keep your options wide, then definitely you can catch up something. Now talking about cadet program, a lot of people ask me, should I take a loan for cadet program or not? Personally, I will tell you, I cannot take a decision for you to take a loan because it completely depends on your condition. If I tell you to take a loan, it would be a very big decision. It is not only a burden to you, a loan is also a burden to your family. So I would just suggest you that you should consider taking a loan if you can put up the collateral which is not your primary property, which means that अगर आपको एक लोन लेना है तो आपको एक कोलैटरल चाहिए होगा, एंड कोलैटरल वो आपकी प्राइमरी प्रॉपर्टी नहीं होनी चाहिए. दैट मीन्स दैट जो प्रॉपर्टी में आप रह रहे हो उस प्रॉपर्टी को कोलैटरल रखना I won't suggest. If you have some other properties or something else which you can put as a collateral and take a loan on that, then it is acceptable. Then you can consider taking a loan, but the decision is completely upon you and your family. I will make a different video on taking a loan for commercial pilot training as well as cadet programs. And with this video, I hope that I have added some value of information which would help you taking your decision for the cadet program or the conventional CPL. If you like this video, do hit the like button, and if this video was helpful somehow, consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video. We will see you in the next video.